17-year-old Princess Leonor of Spain is one of the world's youngest direct heirs to a billionaire empire. As the first daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, she is expected to be Queen of Spain when her father abdicates the throne with access to the billion-dollar fortune of the monarchy. How does she live palaces? Let's begin with the royal palaces, where she lives in the utmost affluence and luxury. It is expected that she has a princess-themed room with elaborate drapery and dreamy furniture, but King Philip and Prince Letizia are known for protecting their children and keeping their private lives out of the eyes of the public, so we may never get a glimpse of what it looks like. Not to worry, we have some information about the royal residences of the Spanish monarchy. The Royal Palace of Madrid, also known as the Palacio Real de Madrid in Spanish. It is the official residence of the Spanish royal family in Madrid. It is located in the heart of the city near the Plaza de Oriente and the Royal Opera House. The construction of the Royal Palace of Madrid began in 1738 under the orders of King Philip V, and it was completed in 1764. The palace has over 3,400 rooms and is one of the largest royal palaces in Europe, covering about 1 million square feet. It is popular for its ancient and captivating Baroque-style architecture, which dates back several centuries. Its exterior has several captivating sections, beginning with the main side of the palace, which is made up of a 2-story rusticated stone base. This is the foundation for the intricately decorated columns that frame the windows on the first 3 floors. The official royal residence is also home to the Royal Library, with thousands of articles and priceless volumes of special book collections. The Royal Armory, containing weapons from the 13th century and regarded as one of the best in the world, and the Royal Pharmacy, which houses an impressive collection of antique pharmaceutical equipment and jars. The palace's interior is adorned with beautiful artworks, fresh tapestries, and sculptures. The Royal Palace of Madrid is used for official ceremonies and state events today. It is also open to the public for guided tours, where visitors can admire its magnificent architecture and learn about its rich history. However, it is so large that different tourist routes are changed from time to time. Each route provides access to only a select number of rooms at a time. Some of the spectacular locations in the residence include the King Charles IUI apartments, which house beautifully painted frescoes on the walls and ceiling, bronze chandeliers, and portraits of the royal family. The Royal Chapel is also open for viewing with magnificent ceiling paintings. The Crown Room houses the throne, scepter, and crown of King Charles IUI. King Felipe's proclamation speech is also kept here, and will likely be where Princess Leonor's proclamation speech will also be placed. When she becomes queen, she will spend much time here performing official duties and presiding over state functions. She will likely get married here, just like her parents, who wedded in the Palacio Real de Madrid courtyard on the 2nd of May 2004. The Prince's Pavilion, the ancient royal palace, definitely holds a lot of memories. It will continue for a long time, but for Princess Leonor, intimate moments and memories have been made, and much more will still be made at the Prince's Pavilion, where she lives with her parents. The home was built for King Philip in 1999. When he was only a prince, he moved into it in 2002, and then when he became a king in 2014. He was expected to move into the Zarzuela Palace. However, he chose to remain in the Pavilion residence, adjacent to the main palace, with 11 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, a swimming pool, a meeting room, and offices. Princess Leonor has enough space to live comfortably and grow into her role as the heir apparent. For smooth functioning, the 2 floors of the residence serve different purposes. The first is for official functions and receiving guests, while the second is the private living quarters. King Philip can often be found out to the Tsar's Willow Palace, where he performs administrative duties. Into the royal offices, the Zarzuela Palace will also be in Princess Leonor's jurisdiction. As soon as she becomes Queen of Spain, the interior of the palace building has yet to be fully revealed, but we've been able to catch glimpses of what it looks like thanks to occasional pictures released by the royal family. One such was on Queen Letizia's 40th birthday in 2012. The picture showed the royal family sitting with their young daughters on a dark beige couch. Shimmery curtains in the same color could be seen in the background, as well as rich patterned carpeting, a wall painting with gold framing, and a golden lamp. Their choice of flooring, which is polished wood, also hints at the warmth of the simple yet elegant home. Some outdoor pictures were also taken in the garden with lush greenery as Leonor and her sister propped up their elbows on the arms of a large couch surrounded by shrubs and trees. The garden also has a set of swings and benches for relaxation, as a child Leonor likely spent a good amount of time swinging here and running around playing hide and seek with her sister. But now that she's older and the responsibility ahead of her is weighing in, the swings may be little more than a piece of decor. Like other monarchs, the Spanish royal family also has houses in other parts of Spain. One of them is a Palma de Mallorca summer house. Others are Alcazar of Seville in Andalusia and the Albinus Palace in Barcelona, Catalonia. Surprisingly, the royal family doesn't have records of any other luxury houses across the world. With their astounding net worth and yearly income, you'd expect they'd splurge on luxury homes and residences. But this is not the case. Princess Leonor is expected to also walk in their footsteps regarding being prudent with the financial resources of the kingdom. This is especially important considering that the royal family is recovering from a scandal that threatened to the monarchy. Trouble in Paradise. Leonor already has a significant measure of her work before her, as she must remedy the crisis caused by her grandfather, King Juan Carlos. The erstwhile king abdicated the throne in 2014. Following a series of controversies that began into 2012, many have notoriously called this the elephant curse. It all started when he went on a safari cruise and hunting trip in faraway Botswana with his mistress Karina Suzanne Wittgenstein. First, the Spanish people were infuriated that the king had been so openly unfaithful to his wife, Queen Sofia. The matter escalated when the press published a picture of the king standing gallantly beside a 50-year-old dead elephant. It had been shot dead by King Juan Carlos, who was the honorary president of the Spanish branch of the World Wildlife Federation. The trip was seen as an incredibly frivolous one, mainly because it came at a time when Spain was grappling with a global recession. The unemployment rate in the country had risen as high as 50% for young people, and it seemed at that time that it was only getting worse. Botswana was a country where Spain had no diplomatic representation, and as such, for the period of the trip, the president was totally off the grid from his duties. The monarch received a lot of backlash from the public, even though he was hospitalized and had to undergo extensive surgery because he also broke his hip during the trip. He had fallen from his safari tent and had to be flown back to Spain for emergency treatment on his first public appearance. When coming out of the hospital, he was asked about his health, but knowing there was an uproar in the country, his first words were, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake." And it won't happen again. However, the damage had already been done, and people began to call for investigations into his finances. This was because the trip was considered overly expensive, and there were questions about how it was paid for. The pressure from this period never entirely died down, and the king eventually had to abdicate his throne despite this scandal. Some quickly point out how King Juan Carlos displayed great courage at the beginning of his 4-decade reign. His tenure began after the end of a 36-year dictatorship that had held the Spanish people in shackles. Then shortly after his tenure began, there was a coup that was broadcast live across the nation. But when all hope had been lost, the king showed up on national television, declaring that the coup attempts had been foiled and the perpetrators would be punished. Though this great act is now forgotten by many, King Philip is currently trying to revive the honorary status of the monarchy by upholding the virtues of openness, transparency, and integrity. Princess Leonor is not excused from this, as she constantly makes public appearances and official outings to portray the monarchy positively. Education. Princess Leonor is currently undergoing a 2-year international baccalaureate program in Wales at the UK Atlantic College in the Vale of Glamorgan. Before traveling abroad to study, she attended a public school, Santa Maria de los Rosales in Madrid. The princess was pictured hand in hand with the king and queen on the first day of school. The royal family periodically released pictures of her and her sister Infanta Sofia wearing school uniforms. Now she's in faraway Wales in a school with students from different countries worldwide, and even shares a dorm room with 3 other girls. No doubt this is a far cry from her residence in Spain, but her parents and the administration of the royal kingdom have decided that it is essential that she gets the best education to prepare her for the future, and that's precisely what the princess is getting on this 50-hectare campus in the 12th century castle known as St. Donat's. Aside from travel and other expenses, her education costs about 92 to 110,000. About 300 other students in the school have made their way to Wales from more than 80 different countries around the world. As expected, the school has top-of-the-line facilities, with standard classrooms, multiple food halls, assembly rooms, and even an interior pool. Each dormitory also has clean, modern bathrooms, living areas, bright, comfortable study spaces, a Tudor-style garden, and a private outdoor cinema. Princess Leonor is saddled with great responsibilities, but her life at the school is not all work and no play. The school coordinates theater plays and musical events, where students can display their talents and be entertained in a calming and relaxed atmosphere. Students also have the opportunity to join a wide selection of extracurricular activities. We'll have to guess which one the princess has opted for, because her life within the campus is kept private. Aside from her first day in the school, which was photographed and shared with the public, her personal space has been respected so she can focus, blend in, and live like the average student. Whatever activities Leonor decides to join, she will have a swell time with tennis, tai chi, gardening, knitting, pottery, and even running barefoot around to the expansive campus grounds. The school also has a seafront where students can do push-ups, take leisurely walks, search for seashells, and clear the shoreline of large pieces of wood washed up from the sea. You may likely catch the future Queen of Spain here, walking across the shore as her feet sink into the sand. Occupying her mind will probably be the tremendous but weighty future ahead of her. But she's not the only princess in the school. Princess Alexia of the Netherlands is also undergoing the International Baccalaureate program of the United World Colleges. It is unclear if they are friends, but they know each other and may be able to build a royal friendship. Military training. After her education in Wales, Princess Leonor will be required to go through compulsory 3-year military training. This aligns with the rule binding all parliamentary monarchies to undergo thorough military training and have a military career. When she becomes queen, she will be the commander-in-chief of the Spaniard armed forces. In addition to her military training, other steps are being taken in preparation for her reign. These include the incorporation of women into the armed forces, like her father, King Philip. Her military training is scheduled before her university studies. This military training will begin with 1 year at the Army Military Academy in Zaragoza, after which she will proceed to naval school. Her training into the Navy will include sailing the Juan Sebastian Elcano training tall ship. The last phase will be at the General Air Academy. After completing this intense 3-year training, she will proceed to the university. It has yet to be determined what she will study, but she may likely study international relations like her father. This will help her understand how to carry out her duties as queen while relating with people and governments from different climes. Some people also speculate that she'll be studying law because she has reportedly developed a liking for legal studies at the UK Atlantic School. This is such a weighty responsibility for a 17-year-old, but she carries it gracefully. Princess Leonor has shown that she is ready to serve her country when the time comes. She has maintained sterling character and conduct thus far. We look forward to seeing her in a military uniform when her training begins in August of this year. Important moments and royal titles. Princess Leonor celebrates her birthday on the 31st of October. Every year, an event she always looks forward to celebrating with her family. In addition to being the heir apparent to the throne, she currently holds several titles, including Princess of Girona, Princess of Viana, Lady of Balaguer, Countess of Cevada, and Duchess of Montblanc. Leonor is also the heir presumptive, which automatically bestows her with the title of Princess of Asturias, an honorary acclaim of her future role and responsibility. King Felipe made his 50th birthday celebration much more special by presenting his princess with the Order of the Golden Flames. While presenting the award, he said, "Today, Leonor, you are taking a very important and symbolic step towards your future role, which began on the 19th of June 2014, when by constitutional rights you were named the Princess of Asturias and given other titles that traditionally belong to the heir to the Spanish throne. I know it may seem like you have lots of challenges and responsibilities to face, all important and difficult, but know that you have the support of many people who want the best for Spain, for the crown, and for you. Your family will always be at your side, especially your mother and Sofia, who will be with you supporting you, as will your grandparents, and of course myself know that you have my complete trust, and that I feel so immensely proud to have presented this Order of the Golden Fleece to you this morning. His words were quite assuring, especially as she was only 12 years old when she received this rare and highly coveted national honor that had previously only been given to 4 women. Before her, this honorary order was officially bestowed upon her in 2015, but was ceremonially given in 2018. Unsurprisingly, she began to perform more serious duties the year after giving her first royal speech at 13. The date was also her birthday and the 40th anniversary of the Spanish Constitution and Madrid's Cervantes Institute. The princess was elegantly dressed in an outfit that made her look way more mature than a regular 13-year-old. She wore a simple blue dress, the only other details on the clothing being the Peter Pan collar and slightly exaggerated long sleeves. At the same time, her shoes were Mary Jane's in teal suede, an outfit befitting a princess in a fashion symbolic of the future King Philip. Gave the opening remarks before the heir appearance. Princess Leonor took the stage confidently. Her speech was delivered beautifully and well to the applause of all present. She read out the first of the 169 articles of La Carta Magna, which passed into law in 1978. She also performed her first major royal assignment almost a year later at the Princess of Asturias Awards. The award ceremony, named after her title, occurred at the Campo Amor Theater in Oviedo. The princess was in attendance with the king, queen, and her younger sister, Infanta Sofia. She said, "In my house, the words Spain and Asturias are always united with the same force with which history has united them. That's how I feel it." At 15, she had her first solo engagement, another official visit to the Cervantes Institute in Madrid, but this time unaccompanied by her parents. Princess Leonor presented a copy of the Spanish Constitution, the same as the one she had read from 2 years earlier, and in the same institute in Madrid, she also handed over a version of Don Quixote by Cervantes. A special bond with her sister. In 2007, Leonor became a big sister when King Philip and Queen Letizia had their second child. Princess Leonor and her sister Infanta Sofia have about 2 years in between them, but they seem inseparable and supportive. Several people often need clarification about the relationship between the two sisters, because Sofia doesn't bear the princess title. However, this is only due to Spanish monarchical differences. Unlike other monarchies in Spain, only the heirs apparent are addressed by the title of prince or princess. Other children of the king and queen will be called either infante for males or infanta for females. In 2020, during the heat of the pandemic, the two sisters made a widely viewed appearance via video. They were dressed in loose button-down shirts and pants as they read from Don Quixote, a novel regarded as Spain's most universal body of work. The Circle of Fine Arts organized the reading session in honor of those who were working at the front line of the COVID-19 pandemic. It also paid tribute to the book's author, Miguel de Cervantes, who published the novel in 1605 and 1615. In 2021, they jointly carried out their first official activity, a tree planting project. They joined the campaign A Tree for Europe, a European initiative that involves planting beach paths in a forest with trees as old as 300 years. They wore matching jeans, t-shirts, and sneakers as they joined about 30 of their peers in the town of Montano de la Sierra. This visit made a strong statement for the monarchy, showing they are committed to environmental sustainability. Hopefully, it is a step forward in removing King Juan Carlos' elephant curse. In 2022, the sisters were seen linking arms into the Prince Awards. This sweet gesture of affection deeply touched royal fans, and they took to social media to share their thoughts, mentioning that the sisters shared a special bond that would benefit the monarchy's future. Their love for each other extends into fashion, as well as they are often seen donning statement pieces and sometimes twinning outfits. They stepped out for a visit together in July 2022 to the Dalí Theatre Museum in Catalonia, wearing beautiful dresses and espadrilles as they walked side by side. Earlier in 2020, they had made a bold fashion statements together with Queen Letizia when they wore black military-style coats for the opening of the Spanish Parliament in Madrid. Their coats matched the Queen's black cape and were complemented with flat shoes. They took things a notch higher as the ceremony progressed and revealed their stunning dresses beneath the coats. Queen Letizia also took off her cape, revealing a beautiful cream dress. Princess Leonor wore a matching red skirt and jacket, while her sister Sophia wore a black and white box pattern dress with a black bow that was quite a dramatic switch, but very beautiful. Nonetheless, on many other occasions, the sisters are a sight to behold, always walking side by side as they rock stunning outfits at the 2019 Princess of Asturias Award. They wore these beautiful dresses and paired them with metallic shoes in silver and gold. It was all shades of blue at the 10th anniversary of the Princess of Corona Foundation for the welcome act of prestigious awards. It was color time with complimentary white and orange outfits, toned down with nude flats. Scandal's Princess Leonor has managed to keep a sterling scandal-free conduct over the 17 years of her life. But when you are constantly in the limelight, the cameras are bound to pick up things that no one else may notice, and in 2018, they did just that during Easter celebrations. A video showing an awkward moment between King Philip's mother, Queen Sofia, Princess Leonor Infanta Sofia, and Queen Letizia made the rounds in April 2018. The elderly queen was seen putting her arms around her granddaughters to pose for a photograph, but Queen Letizia walked in, blocking the photographer's view. The two queens began to argue then. In an unprecedented move, Princess Leonor aggressively removed Queen Sophia's arms from her shoulder repeatedly until King Philip stepped in to calm the situation. That same day, Princess Leonor got caught up in the drama again when grandmother Sophia kissed her on the head. Immediately, Queen Letizia stepped in, stylishly wiping off the kiss. The videos caused a stir on social media, with people speculating about the events. However, the royal family took a picture in front of the chapel after the dramatic events, and Princess Leonor's smile was the brightest. It seems like she already knows how to make a pleasant appearance in public despite feuds going on underneath. This skill will surely come in handy when she becomes queen, striking a balance. Leonor will be the second queen regent to rule the Kingdom of Spain. The first was Isabel Ayo, who ruled from 1830 to 1904. She will also be one of the few women to have ever held such power worldwide. But at such a young age, how does she make the most use of her youthful years, while also prepared to rule? Is it possible to achieve a balance? Well, she will always have more responsibilities than other people her age. Still, she is doing her best to enjoy the rest of her teenage years while living up to her responsibilities as Her Royal Majesty the Princess of Asturias.